became quite strong actually. I love that. Sheet number 2. The intro to this video hopefully lined out my creative approach and intention. I am embedding hair in liquid latex as a way to reimagine the idea of fur, or what we perceive as fur, through a unique and artistic approach. Because what exactly is fur? Simply put, it is hair on skin. What further options do we have between real and artificial fur? What happens when we take something as natural as fur and reimagine it through a new lens? Look at it differently as a material and a new interpretation of artificial creation of fur for the sake of art and curiosity. Can we question altogether what we perceive as fur? This video reflects exactly that through my creative practice. This is the journey of an idea, an artistic exploration of texture, unusual material combinations to reimagine fur. Before we are going right into the process, I want to share here some smaller pieces where I embedded hair into liquid latex. I've tested several and was quite happy with the outcome and aesthetic of the hair embedded in the latex. But before I continue, I want to highlight that this video is a documentation of my creative processes. It isn't a tutorial per se, although I do hope you get something out of this video, at least an inspiration. Nor do I want to go into an ethical debate about fur itself here, as it is such a complex topic that deserves a full in-depth video itself. So I'm meeting you right here in my studio, preparing my surface and gathering my materials. I am applying a first layer of natural liquid latex and letting it dry. I have gathered my wig for the purpose of this experiment and carefully cut it all apart into rows of hair. Using artificial hair is obviously not the best solution. I would rather prefer natural hair or other natural fibers, maybe flax, that could represent hair, which I might explore in the future. But in reality, and for the sake of testing this idea first, I will rely on artificial hair for now, as this is something that is a one-off piece. It is not a mass-produced piece, so please nobody come after me. Okay, it is time to get started now. I'm closing the door and it's time to get serious. These are the rows I've previously cut apart from the wig. And I'm laying these out first onto my surface. Instead of combing it, I'm just brushing through with my fingers to get any knots out. I find that much easier. I'm still thinking about fur, how fur has been a long symbol of luxury and status and opulence. Throughout history, fur garments have been reserved for the elite, often signaling wealth, power, and exclusivity. Fur was not just a material, it was a statement, but its significance wasn't only about luxury, it was also about survival. For centuries, fur was used for warmth and protection. Indigenous people across the world, from the Inuit of the Arctic to the Native American tribes, crafted fur into garments suited for harsh environments. But as the fashion industry or the fashion world evolved, so did our perception of fur. The ethical debate surrounding its use became more prominent, particularly in the 20th and 21st century. Animal rights movements and environmental concerns challenged the status quo, leading to the dramatic shift in how we view and use fur in fashion today, with many companies having shifted towards cruelty-free alternatives, creating faux fur that mimics the luxury texture of real fur without the ethical cost. In response, designers have innovated using new materials and techniques to capture the essence of fur, softness, texture, and warmth, without relying on animal products. So I have come to finish placing my hair. It is not fully covered. I have left some spaces in between as I want to see the contrast of the hair on the latex. My next step is to cover everything in liquid latex. I start by pouring a little bit directly onto the hair and then slowly dabbing it in, kind of working the product in. It's a slow process, but the dabbing motion helps the hair to stay in place without moving too much. I usually pour the latex in a smaller bucket for easier access. But if you're interested in which latex I'm using, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to share. I presume I could just pour all the latex over it too and let it sit. It would be much faster, but yeah, this is how I do it. This is my method, my meditation, and sometimes doing things intentionally slow is a good way forward. I usually tend to be a bit impatient and rush things, so this is a really good reminder. This is how it all looks once the latex has fully dried. It took a good 2 days. The hair is now fully embedded. To finish it, I'm adding talcum powder that I am brushing on. This is important as latex is so very sticky. So before doing anything, always add talcum powder on both sides. Capturing some good close-up shots of the result that I will share in a second. Here is a closer look of the hair texture. I love how transparent the latex is. It's such a nice contrast. I find hair itself quite unpleasant, actually. I don't like to touch hair. But somehow something changes when it is embedded and it is fixed in place. It then becomes something else. But maybe you're asking yourself why I'm doing all of that. Why does this even matter? To present fur like this hopefully challenges our understanding of what fur can be and opens up a conversation about how we relate to textures and sensations. How do we redefine what fur in fashion means? What happens when we remove the animal from fur? What if, instead of fur, we use something that's equally impressive, but from a different perspective? By experimenting with these materials, I hope to open up a conversation about perception, tradition, and innovation. Made 2 sheets of these larger scale latex hair pieces. So as you can see, they're quite a good stability because the hair really acted like a stiffening agent. It became quite strong actually. I love that. Oh my god, it's really cold in here. So I wanted to show you that I've made 2 pieces. So this is one of them. If you don't trust me, I'll show you that here indeed is the second one, the second sheet. So they're quite heavy. On the first one there is a lot of talcum powder, so in case that looked a bit strange, but yeah, 2 amazing pieces here. So yeah, I need to think about what to create out of them. I can see this like hair coat, which is strong, heavy, wide shoulder, oversized hair coat, kind of. I could also really see like a tighter garment. It's so difficult. I can't decide. I can see a bag as well. Can you imagine these are trousers? Obviously, there are so many opportunities on how to use this material. So I'm leaving you here with some visual close-ups so you can let your own imagination go wild. I would be happy to know what your suggestions would be. Leave me a comment and maybe we can all inspire each other.